911, what's your emergency? I got a guy standing on the side of the road, and he's bleeding really bad, and they said he's bad, and they said somebody killed his son.
It starts like a nightmare you can't unsee. A late-night knock on the door, 2 plainclothesmen, a white Crown Victoria, and a father and son driven away in handcuffs. That knock turns out to be the beginning of one of the cruelest robberies and betrayals you'll hear, a setup so cold it feels planned down to the last detail. By the time the night's over, a 12-year-old boy is dead, and his father is fighting to survive after being left for dead in a shallow grave. Butch Boyer is the kind of man people around Phoenix City, Alabama knew. A single dad who ran a used car lot and did the hard, honest work of keeping his kid fed and in school. He wasn't flashy. His flaw, if you want to call it that, was trusting people he'd hired, guys who sounded useful and who could help on the lot. What's at stake is obvious and terrible. Brett, his 12-year-old son. Everything Butch did that night was for that kid. The inciting incident is eerily mundane at first. It's about 10 p.m, bedtime in a quiet neighbourhood, when Butch answers a knock. Men flash fake badges and shove a warrant at him. They say he's under arrest for drugs. They cuff him, go into the house, then come back and cuff Brett too. They drive them out of town, claim there's a safe at Butch's house with $100,000 inside, and demand cash. Butch gives them what he has. Then they lead him and his son into a construction area where a grave has been dug. One man slits Butch's throat. The other shoots Brett 3 times in the head and throws him into the hole. They bury both of them. That's the moment the world breaks. Clues and red herrings piled up around that night. The white Crown Vic, handcuffs and bogus uniforms made the scene look official. A detail that masked the crime as a kind of mock law enforcement. Butch, who somehow clung to life, later described the car and gave a partial license plate and a face to investigators.
Come here. The ambulance is here, sir. Hold on. Right there.
My boys were shot 3 times.
Okay, hold on, sir. Hold on. All right. Hold on, sir. Hold on. Okay, ambulance is here.
I'll get my boys first.
All right.
All
All right, sir, hold on real quick. What's your name?
Butch.
Butch what?
Boyer.
Spell it.
B-O-Y-E-R. W-Y-E-R.
What's your name, sir? I mean, what's your birthday?
3247.
Okay, he said his son's been shot 3 times down there, been buried. We're gonna have to take him down there. Okay. All right. Okay, what can we do with him?
Where is it?
What? Down here. He's cut bad.
I dug out the grave all ago.
What? Who shot you? Who did this?
Dennis Rhodes and right. That grave.
Hey, Lon? No bullshit. I got a man, his throat's been cut to hell. He said his son's been shot 3 times, is buried in a grave down here at Uchi, and he wants to go get him. He was buried and dug himself out. This is a bad one. Okay? I mean, I don't mean to sound excited, but this is bad.
That description led police to a man driving the same Crown Vic, Michael Carruth, a bail bondsman with a seemingly clean record. Inside the car, the cops found uniforms, handcuffs, money and blood. Another thread pointed to a young man who used to work for Butch at the lot, Jimmy Brooks II, who was seen burning clothes the next day. There were also tyre tracks and muddy footprints at some scenes, and an older accomplice who had driven others to nearby break-ins. At first, investigators chased obvious things: an ex who had threatened Katrina Ratliff years earlier, footprints, and the torn-up houses. But those leads didn't fit the new, darker picture that came together after Butch survived. Suspense ratcheted up as the story flipped from who did this to who would do this and why. Butch's survival was the pivot. With his neck slashed and bleeding, he refused treatment until he could tell police where to go. He gave enough: a description of the car, the fact that his house keys had been taken, and the detail that one of the attackers looked familiar. Police surveilled the Boyer house, and soon the white Crown Vic rolled past. They stopped the driver, Michael Carruth, and impounded the car. That put a man with resources and a bondman's knowledge in front of detectives. Meanwhile, Jimmy Brooks was picked up burning clothes. He cracked and began to talk.
And what we're going to do is we're simply going to kind of walk back through the events.
I want to start from the very beginning, take everything.
Day 1.
I'm going to be straight up.
You're going to do what now?
I'm going to take it from the very beginning to all the way to the last time. Got me out. I know my family had no money to get me out. For some reason, he got me out.
Alright, and when you say he,
Mike Caruth got me out of jail.
Mike Caruth is a bail bondsman.
Right.
He comes to you, tells you gotta pay him, or he's gonna lock you up.
Right.
And you say, okay, I'm doing the best I can.
Exactly.
And then he says, well, he's gonna think of something for you to make money, and he'll come get you, tell you what it is. If you like it, y'all can do it.
Right.
Okay.
Do it, motherfucker. Do it.
So you popped her where?
I called her.
You shot her in the head. Back of the head, front of the head. That's okay. You're getting it off your chest.
It was the brain implants. The little small hydrogen implants about like this. And they're charging like $5,000 a pound for this shit. Really, what they're telling me.
What had started as a home invasion for cash plot to get a short-term windfall was not a random spree. It was organised theft aimed at funding a larger scheme. Then the twist. The motive wasn't simply greed for quick cash to blow. Jimmy confessed that he and Caruth had a plan. They were robbing people they believed had hidden cash so they could finance an underground hydroponic marijuana operation. Caruth, the bail bondsman who'd bailed Jimmy out months earlier, used that leverage to recruit him and others. Jimmy admitted Caruth slit Butcher's throat and that he himself shot Brett. He also implicated Caruth and 2 others in a separate residence invasion that ended in murder.
Worried about y'all. I haven't heard from you at all. Please call me when you get in. Talk to you later. Bye.
The Ratliff killings in Opelika, where Thurman and Catherine Ratliff were found shot and tortured. That horrified investigators. The same group tied to the Boyer ambush had a history of torturing and searching homes as if following a shopping list of targets. The climax was swift and brutal in court. Evidence from the car, Jimmy's confession, the burned clothing, and Butcher's testimony closed the loop. Caruth was arrested and tried. At trial, the jury heard how the men had ripped through homes looking for money and, when confronted, used violence without hesitation. The Boyer case, a father nearly murdered, a child killed, and the linked Ratliff home invasion became the main pillars of the prosecution. Caruth was convicted of capital murder, attempted murder, kidnapping and robbery for the Boyer case. Jimmy Brooks was convicted as well. During sentencing, the court also acknowledged the Ratliff murders as part of the pattern of violence tied back to Caruth and his associates, though the main narrative remained the Boyer tragedy. The resolution is ugly but clear. Butch survived, scarred and forever changed. Brett did not.
Shot you. Who did this?
My repo man's son,
Sir, who did this?
Jim, Ethan.
Jim who?
What's his last name? I'll think of it in a minute. Jim Brooks.
Brooks?
It's not Jim, it's not a dad, it's a son.
Michael Caruth and Jimmy Brooks were both sentenced to death, and another accomplice who'd driven them and participated in the Ratliff break-in, James Gary, received life without parole. The money they'd grabbed wasn't for toys or trips. It was to bankroll a hydroponic grow that, in their minds, justified the brutality. Instead, the string of invasions and the one boy's life ended any illusion that these were petty robberies. What started as a plan to steal cash ended with 2 men on death row and 1 community left to bury a child. It's the kind of case that keeps you up because it's so simple and so monstrous at once. A bail bondsman using his power, a small-time criminal who thought he could trade loyalty for freedom, and ordinary homes turned inside out. Butcher's survival is the last thing that stopped them from doing more. Without him, who knows how many names on that list might have been next.